for back for more to kick the raw, represent everyone's you and I verse. So we're gonna do a video on the moon in Taurus and the sun in Aries right now. So we just had that new moon, that solar eclipse and all that. So we're gonna experience these new accumulations and we're gonna be grounding these new accumulations. So at this point in time, it's about the Taurus energy, which is exalted in the moon. So at this point in time, you want to have something to ground or to be consistent or to be stubborn upon. So we gonna get into it as we play some music for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now this is the moment. Don't get down. Let me get down. Can I get down? Lunatic deliverance, indigenous rhyme got me feeling sick. Hey yo, don't get down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Get a light. Get a light. And lighten up. This the moment, don't get down, don't get down. Get a light and lighten up. Hands up, put your lighters up. Hands up, lighters up. Bounce, up and down, titties in the crowd. Jump around. Bounce like what you feeling now. Make you feel free right now. Liberation in the sound. Know you feel it right now. Sound off if you in the crowd right now. Bounce. This the moment right now. Wanna get down? Let me get down. Rhythmic deliverance, indigenous rhyme got me feeling sick. Then egg the Poe from the depths, assassin in the flesh, yo. Check the moment, chow. This the moment. Don't get down, yo. Don't get down. Get a light and lighten up. Hands up, put your lighters up. Bounce, hands up, lighters up. Bounce. Change on my breath right now. Inhale, exhale, define what life is now. Love what you couldn't stack. Could brag about what you feeling now. Love with yourself right now. Only you could do you right now. I think I found love within myself right now. Cold red is so real. Mo, as you flow into gold in the commercially platinum. I multiply like ocean tides. Might have I'm a hopeful poets could redefine. Divine to defy, enjoy the herbs, taught me a message. Morning Taurus, that's the word. Enjoy the herbs, taught me essence, amazing verbs, etymology, cosmology, enchanting, tantric practice, part of the astronomy. Word is born like herbs, make the modern world majestic. Word to chronics, Hendrix, Molly, count blessings. Bless. Hey. Alright, y'all. So, getting into it, the moon in Taurus is all about that consistent or stubborn energy. And with it being in the moon, it's always going to be about us feeling comfortable either being consistent or stubborn in our ways of feeling. So essentially, you're either on the higher or the lower octave with this. Either you got your stuff together to the point where you're collected and you actually have something to be passionate about, or a stability that you can create passion around. Or essentially, it's the other way around. You have a passion that you actually want to stabilize. It's one of the two right now. And we got a whole bunch of alignments dealing with this moon in Taurus as well. So keep in mind, we got Jupiter in Taurus, and we also have Uranus in Taurus. So that means we have expansion upon our ways of being consistent or stubborn. We're also going to be having a left field thing or a very unexpected experience occur based on the Uranus energy. So wherever you have Taurus in your chart, you're also having these planets transit through this this house as well. And keep in mind that wherever the moon's at and whatever planet the moon is actually working with based on the sign, that's going to be participating in the energy as well. So think about if we had the moon in Pisces, like we had just like a couple days ago, and the Saturn in Pisces. So that the moon conjunct Saturn is actually constricting of the emotions and things like that. So based on the Jupiter being on the moon, it's going to be expansive upon our emotions. We're also going to be having a unexpected change occur based on upon our emotions or our stability. And based on the moon, also sextiling Neptune, right? And it's also going to sextile Saturn. So we're going to have the opportunity to see the restriction, but we're also going to have the opportunity to see the delusion. And on top of that, we're going to have the moon sextiling Mars. So we're going to have the opportunity to also see a way to be passionate. So we're going to be seeing our delusion, our passion, and also the restrictions of all those three things. And we're gonna be trying to expand essentially, based on, like I say, the moon being on these planets. And yeah, I do read tarot, but I don't be doing it on this channel and things like that at this point in time because I don't know if all y'all ready for like the tarot and things like that. I'd like to start with just the moon and moving things forward. Like if you want to email me and things like that, I could do a tarot card chart for like pardon me a tarot spread for you and things like that, like 3 card spread. I don't be doing all the big giant Celtic like 10 card Celtic cross type of reading and things like that. It'd be kind of extra out if you ask me. Like if you have a real deep circumstance where you're just trying to figure out what to do um, with something outside of oneself, then okay, I can understand utilizing the Celtic cross and things like that. But yeah, tarot ain't nothing to play with. You say you play tarot, you tripping, bro. You tripping, bro. You play tarot. You about to turn into a tarot card. But then on top of that, the moon is trining Lilith. So the moon is trining Lilith in Virgo. So we can have an opportunity to create our darkest moment. And then on top of so based on our consistent or what we're consistent or stubborn about, it could create that darkest moment in our circumstance, things like that. And based on wherever you got Lilith at, and pardon me, wherever you got Virgo at, is also going to be that experience that you're going to be participating in as well. And then keep in mind the moon is going to be squaring Pluto right away. So depending on your geographical location, you may have already experienced this. You may have already experienced the circumstance where you either had to change or learn, pardon me, yeah, learn about your extreme change, what you want to extremely change about oneself and what you want to associate with and what you actually want to be consistent upon and things like that. And that's going to be what we're experiencing right now. So we're going to be learning how to be emotionally transformative in our circumstance and things like that. So keep in mind, this is also about a stability of a passion. So like, if you're not actually passionate about certain things, then it's going to be difficult to be creating that stability around it. Essentially, it's kind of hand in hand because like the sun is Aries, so it's all about putting the spotlight on the passion and things like that, putting the spotlight on one's personal vision. Then we're also trying to ground that personal vision based on the moon and Taurus. And it's also the beginning of the new moon, so we have this waxing crescent experiencing as well. So yeah. All right, let's get into the houses real fast. So if you have Taurus in the first house, this is all going to be about personal stability or individuality. You know what I'm saying? Can you stabilize your individuality and things like that? And also keep in mind, you're going to be having the Aries and the Aries from the 12th house. So it'll be like a dream, illusion, and nightmare. Are you stable? Are you stabilizing, or are you stabilizing the passion with the sun and Aries? Are you putting the spotlight on the right things and things like that? Yeah, I think you need to make your own channel, homie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Feel me? Make your own little tarot channel and things like that, and speak your own piece. But I appreciate you speaking your piece on my comment section and things like that, and leaving some comments and all that. But yeah, anybody in the live, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what house you got Taurus participating in and things like that, so I can begin to understand your energies and things like that. And so that way, whenever you check in, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, we talking about you today and things like that. So yeah, keep in mind, like I say, Taurus in the first house is all about the personal stability and stability of one's personal life and their individuality and things like that. So if you're not a stable individual right now, it's going to be a difficult time. Okay, word up. Moon in your fourth house. Are you good at guessing people's signs? I mean, you can kind of guess people's signs off their facial features based on the rising and things like that. But with that being said, you can also begin to comprehend someone's rising sign even if they don't know their own based on their circumstances and situations. Like for example, I got Taurus in the 10th house. So if somebody didn't know their own circumstance and things like that, it's like, oh, and whenever the moon's in Taurus, I'm always thinking about business. I'm always thinking about my career and things like that. And this is how you begin to comprehend someone's sign without them even telling you and things like that. Because you got these characteristics and traits and personality traits that are played out that you can actually see, like, oh, okay, this person may be a passionate individual, but they actually want to be seen on the stage and they always want to be seen in a positive light. So that'd be like the Leo rising and things like that. So that'd be, say, oh, okay, they got Taurus in the 10th. Oh, okay. Yeah, you actually pretty close, bro. Expect the greatest. My progressed sun is Capricorn, so that makes sense. So like my natal chart sun is 4 degrees Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying, so I'm actually a Sagittarius sun natally, but my progressed sun is Capricorn. So like I'm supposed to be a business like individual. I'm supposed to keep it Martian and things like that, and be restrictive about how I'm Martian and things like that. Um, Scorpio midheaven. Okay, word up. Yeah, appreciate y'all leaving y'all signs. Now I know. Now I know the energies and things like that. You know what I'm saying, things like that. All right, word up. But shouts out to your pops. You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius sun as a father, they really actually, if they're invested, like if they're able to actually be into commitment and things like that, and realize that they made a commitment to the point that they created a child, then that's going to be a great father for a child and things like that. Because Sagittarius, once they have that meaning and reasoning behind doing something, they're going to go to the furthest extent with it and things like that. But yeah, getting back on track. Aries in the second house is all about, pardon me, Aries rising, but having Taurus in the second house is all about valuing that stability or valuing what you're consistent upon and things like that. And keep in mind, the Aries is going to be in your first house, so it's going to be putting the spotlight on your personal circumstances of what you're personally passionate about. Oh no, that's exactly what we're talking about. The whole thing is about Taurus moon right now because that's where the moon's at right now. FN. So yeah, I ain't never. This whole video is about Taurus. So if you want to go to the beginning, you can kind of get into little alignments and things like that that are dealing with the sun. Pardon me, dealing with the moon right now in Taurus. But this whole thing is about Taurus moon. Yeah. So this whole thing is about moon and Taurus, sun and Aries. So it's moon and Taurus is stability, right? And the sun in Aries is passion, so stability of a passion. So yeah, like I say, Aries in the second house, pardon me, Aries rising, but having the second house Taurus is all about that stability of a personal passion and things like that. And are you valuing the right things to actually create stability and things like that? Like, do you value going to work to actually get that check to then in turn utilize it for your passion? And then moving forward, Pisces in the third, Pisces having third, Pisces rising, right? Has third house in Taurus. So it's a sextile. So they're able to see the opportunity of what to be create stability about, or see a way of being more stable and things like that. So like the Pisces actually able to and what's the word I'm looking for? Adapt to the circumstances and things like that, and see what structures are actually the most stable and things like that. So with this being said, the Pisces being able to be mutable and adaptable, they're able to see the emotional state of each structure and things like that. So they're able to see what they should actually put their stability into, and what they should participate in to actually create their own stability and things like that. So they're able to see the opportunity of what to be stable in based on their personal life, and in the environment and things like that is where the Taurus is at for them. So it's all about seeing the stability in your environment. And then moving forward, it's an opportunity as well, like I say. So it's seeing the opportunity. I already mentioned that actually. And then Aquarius rising, having the fourth house in Taurus, is that 90-degree angle. So it's a learning process. So at this point in time, the Aquarius has to learn to be more private about their stability and not be so associative and things like that, and be more consistent and stubborn upon being more in the home and things like that, and keeping things close to the heart. And that's sometimes difficult for the Aquarius because they sometimes misunderstand that based on the, like I say, the moon being at home in Cancer. So the Aquarius has kind of a difficult time with the moon because it's not such an emotional sign. But based on the moon being exalted in Taurus as well, the Aquarius has to see, okay, um, I got Pluto in my first house, so I got to personally change, but also see what to be stable about in my home and private life to actually have a beneficial circumstance occur and things like that. So essentially, you're learning to ground this association and learning to ground um, what associates and what public places you actually want to be in that can make it feel like home and things like that. So that's that square, that 90-degree angle for Aquarius and Taurus. And then Capricorn rising is having the fifth house in Taurus, so it's a trine. They're able to create the opportunity to be stable. Stable. So, like I said, the Capricorn is creating an opportunity based on the trine to have stability in their business, have stability in the way that they express themselves. So, the Capricorn is innately an individual that has fun being in that work setting. So like Taurus is that work sign, and Capricorn is the boss of the work. So and things like that. No, you got it messed up. Hit me in the email, and we could figure something out and things like that. Talking about individuals don't make no profit while being a prophet and things like that. I see your semantics and things like that, but yeah, that ain't the truth and things like that. YouTube might not pay me, but I don't really care what YouTube do, because people in real life, actual real people, spend real money, and them little gatekeepers can't stop me from getting a check and things like that. But yeah, Sagittarius has sixth house in Taurus, so it's misunderstanding based on that 150-degree angle. So the Taurus is all about the part of Taurus in the sixth house is all about having a stable routine and pattern. So if you have that routine and pattern that you actually have already created and things like that, then you may not misunderstand the meaning and reasoning behind having this routine and pattern to actually have a beneficial circumstance occur and things like that. So essentially, the Sagittarius might not want to go to work every day, but the Sagittarius does know if I go to work on the days that I'm scheduled, I will accumulate a check and I will accumulate some overtime. And with that being said, oh, okay, it was worth it. And that routine and pattern actually was healthy and things like that. So keep in mind, the sixth house is also about health, so make sure you're being consistent upon things that build on your health and things like that. Sometimes it's gonna like be that tug of war thing, like, oh, I want to eat something healthy, but I don't want to spend all my money. It's like, keep that in mind with the Taurus energy. That's a real thing, because Taurus is food. So like, and Taurus is money at the same time. So it's like, do I want to spend my money on real good food, or do I want to have food? You know what I'm saying, to eat, but at the same time have fun. So it's like that push and pull energy. You got to find an equilibrium between the two. So yeah, Sagittarius has the sixth house in Taurus, so it's all about the health and the routine and pattern at this point in time, and you have a consistent routine and pattern upon going about your health, for example. Yeah, absolutely balance. And then Scorpio rising has the seventh house in Taurus, so they can either be opposite or add on based on the 180-degree angle. So they can be completely opposite to anything that makes sense and anything that's practical at this point in time, or they can actually add on to the relationship and relate in a way to say, like, I see this in a different way, but I want to make compromise and things like that. And that's how the seventh house in Taurus, you could be consistent or stubborn upon creating this relationship or being relating to others and be compromising and things like that. And this might not always be beneficial, so keep in mind the seventh house is where you'll get backstabbed and things like that. Like, you'll be helping somebody out from the front, and then they'll bring somebody else, that you're relating with, to actually, stab you in the back and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. That's a fact. Yeah, no, the seventh house be like that. For the Leo, for example, it's happened to me. An Aquarius done stab me in the back. I love my Aquariuses and things like that. I don't have no hate in my heart towards no zodiac sign. I don't be hating no zodiac sign. Like, oh, I don't want to be around this zodiac sign. That's just ridiculous, because these are all personality traits and things like that. But with this being said, you having that that seventh house, you could get stabbed right in the back when you think that you love an individual and they, you know what I'm saying, let's just say, do something you didn't expect and things like that. It's the seventh house, is that opposition. They think completely opposite of you. They're completely opposite personality traits and characteristics. So yeah, keep in mind whenever you're dealing with the seventh house, you could get stabbed in the back real good. So just be careful with who you choosing to compromise with and things like that. But moving forward, the um, the Libra rising is having the eighth house in Taurus, so it's that other misunderstanding on the other side of the Scorpio. So that 150-degree angle, they're going to be having this transformation because based on the eighth house is transformation and rebirth and secrets and behind the scenes and things like that. So essentially, right now, this Libra has to transform something behind the scenes and be consistent upon that, be consistent upon what they want to transform and things like that. But they may misunderstand based on the Libra always wanting to relate and be practical and make sense about things and be logical. At this point in time, it might not be logical to transform things, but you know, whenever the moon is in your eighth house, you have to transform something emotionally. So at this point in time, something emotionally is going to have to transform for oneself, and you're going to have this rebirth. And then whenever the, you know what I'm saying, the moon enters your ninth house, you may have a new morality about how you see things and things like that based on this transformation. Virgo rising, having the ninth house in Taurus, is based on this morality, like I said previously. The ninth house is the knowledge, wisdom, experience, and morality. So keep in mind that this is a trine as well. So the Virgo and the Taurus is a trine based on them both being earth signs. So we're able to create an opportunity to be consistent upon your morality and stabilize your passion based on your ninth house. Oh, you talking about cusp houses? So, for example, it's like one house will take over an entire span of energy, span of space, and things like that. So, like for example, if you were an Aries rising, well, okay, I'll put it like to you like this: like somebody that I know got a Virgo rising, right? But they don't have any Aries in their chart. They got two Taurus houses and things like that. So, like that actually is a very it's a normal thing. Like it happens to a lot of people. So keep that in mind. But really, all it's saying is that that sign is still participating in a house, but it's just between the two, and you have to look at what degree is participating at this point in time. So, for example, let's talk about Pluto. We got Pluto at 1 degree Aquarius. So, for example, it may not be all the way into your Aquarius house yet, but think about if you had that misplaced houses and you didn't have Aquarius, and you have two Capricorn houses and then a Pisces house. You know what I'm saying after that, and it would be in between that last Capricorn house and that Pisces house, and you could see, oh, okay, this is where it's going in between these two houses. So it's like a mixture of energy, so to speak. It's kind of like what you call that? A cusp. Yeah, essentially exactly like a cusp. So for example, 28, 29, 0, 1, and 2 degrees of any sign in general is a cusp, so it shares the two energies. No, the sun sign is your actions. Yeah, the sun sign is your actions, the moon sign is your reactions, the rising sign is your personality or individuality, and further than that, the Mercury is the way you think and practicalize. But yeah, like getting back on track. Like I say, the Virgo is having the trine, so is able to create an opportunity with the morality. So essentially, the Virgo is able to be mutable and able to adapt to things, so they're able to actually adapt to what is necessary to stabilize actions, what you put the spotlight on. So, for example, the spotlight's on Aries right now. Passion. Everybody's seeing what their individual passion is right now, and that's what I'm saying. Essentially, the sun sign's all about is actions and taking action or spotlight. So then, yeah, moving forward, the Leo has the 10th house in Taurus. So Leo rising is experiencing the trine, pardon me, the square. So they're having to learn what to stabilize to then in turn have a beneficial career or business and things like that. So essentially, the Leo has to be more practical, make more sense about what they're putting on to the day to day and what they're actually putting their attention on and things like that, and what they actually want to make their business. Look, my man, you gotta order a natal chart. Hit me in the email, and I'll send you a menu, and you gonna figure it out from there. Cause I'm saying I've been talking with you throughout this whole thing, and I appreciate it. But at the same time, people pay real money for these things. You know what I'm saying, so if you want me to strictly talk about you, email me and us, and I'll get you in the menu, a menu and all that, and you'll figure it out from there. So yeah, like I said, hit me in the email, which is in my description, and then we'll get a natal chart ready for you and things like that, and we can talk about you all day and things like that. But yeah, like I say, Leo is having the 10,000 Taurus, so they're learning how to be more practical at this point in time and how to be more business minded. And then moving forward, Cancer rising is having the 11th house in Taurus. They're able to see the opportunity on what to stabilize and things like that, and what public group to be in, and circumstances like this. So, for example, say the Cancer actually wasn't having a stabilized association. Like they went to a job and they actually don't get all the days that they need and things like that. So you're going to be looking for a different space to stabilize and things like that. So you might want to find a new place to stabilize, a new association, a new public group, and things like that to actually get you a check, for example. So you're having to see the opportunity on what to work with. And last but not least, the Gemini rising is having the 12th house in Taurus. So about the dreams, illusions, and nightmares. So are you stabilizing your dream? is excuse me is it so behind the scenes and it's going to come to an ending to the point that you're not actually even participating in your stability and participating in your dream at this point in time? So at this point in time for the Gemini rising, it's all about participating with your dreams and seeing what to stabilize to actually have your dream be produced and things like that. If you're already in the act of utilizing or doing your dream and things like that, then how could you actually stabilize it to a further circumstance and to the point where it's not being stubborn? Like you're having consistency and you're seeing, okay, what I'm being consistent about is actually beneficial and it's not actually stubborn energy and things like that. Because consistency and stubborn is one and the same, but it's seen as two different things. Like if this person's being consistent because they get on the YouTube every day and they get to their chili and things like that, and they're here for the people every day. But you could also be stubborn in the way that you go about that and things like that. So for me, I'm a little bit stubborn in the way that of editing and things like that. Like I don't really believe too much in that whenever you're doing something live and things like that, and you want to have the energy be genuine. So there's two different ways to look at it, and it's either y'all can either see me as being stubborn in the way that I do things or consistent. So yeah, much love and holla back, and peace and love if you believe in all that, and stay safe or stay dangerous, whatever's necessary. Feel me? And make sure you stabilize your dream at this point in time. Stabilize that passion. Make sure you getting your funds up so that way you can actually have your passion be enacted. So yeah, much love and holla back.